As I said on Top of Newshour tonight, the time has come for the people of India to choose which way to stand. Whether they want to be part of the silent majority watching this go on forever, or whether they want to speak up. Finally, at least now, we have a big panel. It's a big debate, and we'll give it adequate time. With me is Leela Sampson. She's from Chennai, the chairperson of the Central Board of Film Certification. Thank you very much. Mahesh Bhatt, filmmaker, is aggrieved by what has happened. Rahul Narvekar says he's aggrieved, but in a different situation. He applies the logic completely differently. Bhavna Somaya is not for the ban. She's joining us from Mumbai, one of India's best-known film critics. Those who've taken a critical position against the film include Kamal Farooqi, National Secretary of the Samajwadi Party from Delhi, Maulana Maqsood Ul Hasan Kazmi, Chairman of the Imam Council of India, and Syed Inayatullah, President of the Indian National League. And also with me in the studio is the Director of the Confederation of Voluntary Associations, Dr. Mazhar Hussain, who says there was no need to ban the film in the first place. Why do you think so? Why do you think so, Mr. Hussain, there was no need to ban the film in the first place?
See, as far as banning any film or anything is concerned by the government, once any work of art, especially a movie, is cleared by the censor board, then I think it should not be the government which should ban it. If there is any aggrieved party, whichever, they should go to the court of law and approach the court of law, because it's also a fact that there could be certain films or certain expressions which may be hurtful to certain communities. So the best course of action is not going to the streets, not arm twisting the governments, but going to a court of law to take redress. But unfortunately, we have seen that in our country, there are, at a drop of a hat, whatever happens, there are different groups in different parts of the country which come out, and you gather a few hundred people.
A few hundred people, exactly.
Yes, and then you are able to arm twist the government. So I think this is unfortunately...
No, so you're saying today that Syed Inayatullah cannot go out there and say, for example, that he represents the interests or the views of the entire minority community. You're saying he can't do that? Nobody
can do it, but at the same time, even one single individual, if he is aggrieved, has the right to approach the court of law and follow a proper procedure. Supposing if there is any...
The procedure's been bypassed here.
Yes.
Syed Inayatullah, the procedure's been bypassed. Why did you allow the procedure to be bypassed? Are you not a law-abiding citizen?
Exactly. Why not? What is the doubt in that? Please, I strongly object to it. We are not bypassed any procedure. We have filed a case in Madras High Court against the censor board, because we got so many objections to censor board. Yesterday in the Madras High Court, the Advocate General himself has questioned this censor board certificate, whether it is proper or not. And another thing, if the censor board is clear, how they can allow the guidelines stipulated in the Cinematographic Act, how they can violate? I can say incidences, series of incidences. Why they have violated? They should not have done that. Our main objection is our Islamic principle, our Islamic practice, everything has been shown in the thriller movie. In what way it is connected? Let him show without this thing. Who objects to it? We have not objected. We have not gone against that procedure. We are doing it according to the procedure.
So, but you're not the censor board.
Anguish.
But you're not the censor board. You're not the censor board. That Leela Sampson is chairperson of the censor board, not Syed Inayatullah. Leela Sampson heads the censor board. You are not the censor board. Simple. Who are you to censor?
Board, but we are challenging. We have the right to challenge.
No, who are you? No, so take it through the procedure. No?
I am the citizen of India.
So take it through the procedure. A citizen of India has to follow.
Yes, according to the procedure only. Yes. You please get
according to the procedure.
Constitution.
Yes. According to the procedures, yes. Mr. Inayatullah, once a film, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute,
challenging the censor board procedure.
You're factually incorrect, because with all respect, once a film is, if I'm not mistaken, I'll take this to Leela Sampson. Once a film is being screened, Leela Sampson, then if there is an apprehension of trouble, then the state government or the law and order machinery can set in, because if the action of the state government predates that, then the censor board of India becomes absolutely defunct. Am I correct, Leela Sampson?
Absolutely. You are right.
So in this case, where has Mr. Syed Inayatullah or Maulana Maqsoodul Hasan Kazmi or Kamal Farooqi, where are they incorrect in the way they have approached this particular film or the way they are justifying the ban?
No, he's absolutely right. Every Indian citizen has a right to protest and a right to be injured or hurt by the sentiments of any artist.
True.
Or any other person. We also do have a choice not to appreciate that work of art, not to see it, not to view it, but to ban it for everybody else in the country.
Yeah.
Is in my, in our estimation, that is not what certification is about. That is not what basic freedom of expression is about. It's a constitutional right of Mr. Kamal Hassan to express himself.
Why did you not find what Mr. Inayatullah has said? I'm sure that when you look at a film, you look at it from the point of view of sensitivity of different communities. Tell me, Ms. Leela Sampson, you didn't find it objectionable? Or something that can stoke communal trouble, or something that can disturb the sentiments of say, the minority community? You didn't look at it like that? You saw the film.
It can disturb my sentiment as well. My point is this, that there have been many political films are not disallowed. There are political films that have been made and have been viewed. Midnight's Children has just been given certification, where it very clearly, against one of our senior political leaders of the past, a critical viewing of that period and the emergency. But it has been given certification. The international community has watched with interest how India has certified that film. I'm saying that this film is political. There have been other films based on terrorist activities which have been seen. There is bloodshed in almost every Tamil film that we see. So these are not things that are new to, violence is not new to our viewers. The Muslim community, they are our brothers, as Mr. Kamal Hassan said. They have a right to protest, and you can either not go, or your community can ban it or whatever. But you cannot disallow the film from being seen, because it is a film on the reality.
You can't do that. That is the critical point, Kamal Farooqi. You can't do that. Nobody can do that. The Supreme Court. No, 1 minute, Mr. Farooqi. Mr. Farooqi, one minute. I just have 1 point. If once a censor board has cleared a film, the state cannot ban citing law and order. The film has been given a green signal by the censor board. Now, self-appointed guardians, if they vet films, then no film in this country will be released.
They are not the self-appointed guardian.
No, how do you know they are not?
There are two things, in fact, we must understand. Please understand two things. Censor board has done its job by certifying a particular film from the arts point of view and other point of view. But as far as the state is concerned, it is responsible.
No, you are being very patronizing. You are being very patronizing to the censor board.
No,
you are saying you are saying that you are saying that the censor board has no has no experience in looking at a film from the point of view of cultural, religious sensitivity. Then the censor board cannot look at Black Friday. Did the censor board not look at Black Friday?
Mr. Arnab Goswami.
Yes, Mr. Farooqi.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, don't try to put the words into my mouth. I have said with all my humility, censor board has done its job, and in their own wisdom, they have certified the film. Fine. But as far as the law and order position is concerned, that is not the concern of censor board.
So you are going against the spirit.
In fact, and the state.
So you are going against the spirit of what the Supreme Court has said. 1 minute, Leela Sampson wants to contradict you. 1 minute, I allow Leela Sampson. I'm coming back to you. I'll tell you what the Supreme Court has said. You want me to say what the Supreme Court has said? The Supreme Court has said in a recent order, you can check the facts. Supreme Court order, Prakash Jha Productions vs. Union of India, 19th August 2011. You want me to read it out? You want me to read it out for you, Mr. Farooqi?
No, you can.
Because if I read this out, if I read this out, your entire argument.
Yeah.
If I read this out, your entire argument on Newshour is going to collapse right now. You want me to read it out?
What is stopping you?
No, Mr.
No, what is stopping you? Go ahead.
Okay.
What's the problem?
With your permission.
That I know that.
I'll read it out.
So,
I'll read it out. Please read. Please pay close attention. When it is said that a film is being publicly exhibited, it definitely presupposes a meaning that the film is being exhibited for public. And in doing so, if it is likely to cause a breach of peace, then in that event, such a power can be exercised by the state government. Such an extraordinary power Note what I'm saying, Mr. Farooqi. I'm coming to Mahesh Bhatt. And such an extraordinary power cannot be exercised with regard to a film which is yet to be exhibited openly and publicly in a particular state. There goes your argument. This is 2011 Supreme Court. Please counter. Please counter.
Yeah, I'm not counting.
Please counter.
Absolutely right. As the film has already been viewed by the people, in fact.
It's been, it's not been publicly exhibited. No.
No,
Watch.
Whether it is publicly, it is already reviewed by the people.
No, sir.
And a lot of things have already come.
Mahesh
We know
Bhatt,
it, what is in the picture.
No, it is
we know
not
it,
been,
what is in the picture. It is affecting the religious sentiments of the people.
It has not been.
It is affect.
It has not been publicly
There are
exhibited.
two things. Anna, please understand.
It has not been publicly exhibited.
Then how the people... You mean to say that then the people have, just in the dream, they have found out that there is something wrong?
Yeah, Mr. Farooqi, it has not been publicly exhibited. It has not been publicly. The 20 or 30 people seeing is not public exhibition.
So what? It is the duty of the state government to see to it whether it is going to create an order problem or not.
Leela Sampson, you wanted to say something. Then I want to go to all the other panelists. Leela Sampson.
You know, the film is being watched in Kerala, which is largely Muslim population. There has been no untoward incident. The film is being watched just outside Tamil Nadu in various Muslim states. You know, there has been no untoward incident. We do not believe that the larger public are going to find this film offensive. A small group of people have, you know, protested.
Small group of people.
Ma'am, this is your assessment. I appreciate it. That is your assessment, and I'm not questioning that assessment at all. I am saying, in your own best judgment, you passed this order. But as far as the state is concerned, the state has thought that it is going to affect the law and order problem. It is for the state
cannot come in. I have just proven to you.
Why not?
I have just proven to you the state cannot come in unless it is being publicly exhibited.
Madam has already said that it has been publicly released in Kerala and other parts of the state, other country. Ma'am has already said. And the
one minute, you're wrong again.
It's not like that.
I want to, you see, there's a bigger issue.
No, I'm not wrong. This is what ma'am is saying.
Mr. Farooqi, it's not been publicly exhibited in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is where this ban is happening, and Supreme Court has very clearly said what it has to. I want to go to the bigger question. Mahesh Bhatt, let's broad base this argument. What's happening all around us? You know, it's not just about Kamala Hassan. It's about whether our freedom of expression is being compromised in a billion ways today. And who's compromising and what right they have.
Arnab, it's ironic that today is the 30th of January. Today is the day when we lost the Mahatma to the politics of intolerance. I only plead to the panel that let us introduce a spirit of sanity. Let us together, all of us, no matter how diverse our views may be, let us begin to journey towards some kind of a sanity. Because if you do not listen to the Supreme Court's diktats, if you don't have any belief in the censor board certificate, and if you want every movie to be passed by the courts, then you will have anarchy. I don't think you can let this country be ruled by the whims of an individual or a handful of people. The rule of law has to be respected. I was talking to a cleric of great repute belonging to the Muslim faith, and I asked him, I said, before I take an extreme view, what is your position on this? He said, look, we per se as Muslims do not have any place for entertainment in our faith, but he qualified. Two things I would like to say. One, you artists need to be a little sensitive towards us because there's a baggage, there's a history. The Muslim psyche has been scarred over the last 10 years. Post 9/11, the Islamophobia winds have devastated the landscape. The other thing is that we need to respect the rule of law. If the court, High Court, after having scrutinized the film, finds nothing offensive, then the Muslim fraternity can protest peacefully, but not create a law and order problem. I'm voicing to you that gentleman's view, and he's a head of a very huge, respectable organization which has been standing up on various issues from time to time. Kamal Farooqi Saab knows the gentleman. So I would only urge not to respond to the present crisis with, with
But then
keeping
why-
only short-term
But
goals.
why are people
in
responding?
mind.